For more than 150 years, Tabasco sauce, a hot condiment popular across the world, has added spice to foods. But how does a basic blend of peppers, salt, and vinegar become the classic sauce we know and love today? The path from chosen peppers in the fields to those little bottles in your kitchen is one of tradition, ingenuity, and exquisite craftsmanship. With over 160 million bottles distributed annually, the Tabasco manufacturing process is a fascinating combination of tradition and cutting-edge technology. Stay with us as we delve into the history, step-by-step technique, and interesting mysteries of the sauce that has spiced up meals all across the world. The history of Tabasco sauce is as complex and fiery as the sauce itself. It all started in 1868 on Avery Island, a little piece of property tucked in the wetlands of South Louisiana. The island, famous for its large subterranean salt dome, supplied the McIlhenny family with the ideal materials to launch their hot sauce business. Edmund McIlhenny, a former banker and hot sauce pioneer, was the guy behind this iconic condiment. After the Civil War left him jobless, McIlhenny decided to channel his passion into something spicy, literally. McIlhenny began experimenting with chili peppers provided to him, which he assumed were from Mexico's Tabasco area. He blended these spicy tiny peppers with salt from the island's huge salt dome and aged them in vinegar. After mastering the formula, he sealed the first batch of Tabasco sauce in perfume bottles with wax. In 1868, he sold little under 700 bottles, the most of which went to locals and those around the Gulf Coast. Each bottle cost $1, which was a high price back then, but consumers were prepared to pay for the distinctive flavor. As news spread about this new, acidic, spicy sauce, Tabasco swiftly gained popularity. By the early 1870s, McIlhenny was transporting bottles throughout the United States and even into Europe. The brand was dubbed Tabasco after the Mexican state known for its fiery peppers, and the company's logo began to represent its global reach. In reality, the family sought a patent for the product, assuring that Tabasco sauce was protected as their own innovation. Over the decades, the McIlhenny family built the firm into an international sensation while remaining true to the original recipe. Every CEO of the firm has been a direct descendant of Edmund McIlhenny, safeguarding the history for 6 generations. From humble origins on a Louisiana island, Tabasco has grown into a global sensation, with over 160 million bottles sold each year and distribution to over 165 countries. It's difficult to believe, but this legendary sauce was initially a small-time creation by a banker trying to spice up his life, quite literally. One of the most important components of making Tabasco sauce is acquiring the right ingredients. Tabasco has 3 important ingredients: Tabasco chili peppers, salt, and distilled white vinegar. Tabasco peppers, which are significantly hotter than jalapenos, originated in South America's Amazon jungle. The first task is to develop these hot, tiny peppers. Though they are grown all around the world, the process begins on Avery Island, Louisiana, where seeds are carefully picked from only the greatest pepper plants. The peppers are produced in greenhouses with just the top 1% of seeds from the healthiest plants selected for future production. These seeds are then distributed to more than 1,000 farms worldwide, particularly in Central and South America, including Peru, Colombia, and Venezuela. These places have great temperatures for cultivating the peppers, which are approximately 6 times hotter than jalapenos and grow only 1 to 1.5 inches long. The peppers are chosen at their peak of development, employing a process that has been passed down through generations. Harvesters relate the hue of the peppers to a little red wooden stick called a le petit bâton rouge. If the color of the pepper matches that of the stick, it is ripe and ready to harvest. Peppers that are not completely red are left on the plant to develop further. This rigorous harvesting procedure guarantees that only the ripest, highest quality peppers are chosen for Tabasco sauce, which contributes to its distinct flavor. After the peppers are picked, they are immediately crushed into a thick paste. This paste is created by crushing fresh red peppers and blending them with Avery Island's rock salt, which is derived from the island's subterranean salt dome. This dome is a geological wonder that contains some of the finest salt on the planet and has given the corporation with a natural resource for more than a century. Once the pepper mash is made, it is placed in oak barrels to ferment. These barrels, which were originally used to mature whiskey, allow the peppers to breathe while gradually breaking down over time. To guarantee the sauce acquires the appropriate complexity, the pepper mash is matured for 3 years, a technique that has not changed since the company's inception in 1868. Before capping the barrels, a heavy layer of salt is put on top. This salt serves as an extra protective barrier, allowing gases to escape during fermentation while preventing oxidation. The salt not only protects the mash, but it also promotes fermentation by reacting with the pepper's natural bacteria. The sealed barrels are then placed in a facility to begin the lengthy aging process. The peppers change dramatically over the 3-year fermenting process. As the peppers degrade, carbon dioxide is released from the barrels, along with lactic acid, which gives Tabasco its distinctive acidic flavor. The color of the mash deepens, and the formerly brilliant red peppers transform into a darker, more concentrated paste that is filled with flavor. After 3 years of aging, the pepper mash is ready for the next essential step, combining with vinegar. After fermentation, the pepper mash becomes highly hot and full of rich fermented tastes. However, to temper the heat and make the final sauce, the aged mash is combined with distilled white vinegar. This phase starts with pumping the aged mash from the barrels into big mixing tanks. The vinegar, held in large 5,000-liter tanks, is fed to the mash in exact amounts. The normal ratio is 70% vinegar to 30% pepper mash. This combination is important because vinegar not only dilutes the heat, but also preserves the sauce and provides acidity, which accentuates the pepper's inherent qualities. After combining the vinegar and pepper mash, the mixture is continually stirred for approximately 28 days. This helps the vinegar to break down any leftover particulates in the mash, resulting in a smooth and uniform sauce. During this procedure, the vinegar completely absorbs the color, taste, and perfume of the peppers while also acting as a preservative. Because vinegar is a natural preservative, the sauce does not need to be cooked or treated with any other chemicals. After properly mixing the pepper mash and vinegar, the sauce is ready for filtering. Any leftover solids, like as seeds, pulp, and bigger pepper particles, are eliminated to guarantee a smooth and uniform finished product. Filtration is accomplished using a number of methods, including membrane filters and gravity filters. These procedures assist to remove the undesirable particulates while retaining the sauce's rich, bright taste. The purpose of this technique is to create a transparent, smooth sauce with no visible particles, resulting in Tabasco's clean and uniform texture. By eliminating any undesired pulp or seeds, the sauce becomes simpler to pour, making it more easy for consumers to use straight from the bottle. This procedure is critical for obtaining Tabasco's characteristic liquid consistency, which allows it to improve meals with only a few dashes. Before the sauce is bottled, it undergoes stringent quality control procedures. This is an important step in ensuring that each batch of Tabasco is tasty and consistent with the next. Samples from each batch are transported to the company's laboratory and tested for flavor, acidity, viscosity, and salt levels. One of the most intriguing features of this process is the taste testing conducted by quality control professionals. Because Tabasco is extremely spicy, testers cleanse their palates between sampling by eating salted crackers and ice cream to alleviate the burning sensation. This guarantees that they can appropriately assess the sauce's flavor, even after many sampling. In addition to taste testing, laboratory specialists assess the sauce's acidity, pungency, and texture to verify that it matches the brand's high expectations. Only after passing all of these tests is the sauce considered ready for bottling. After passing quality control, the sauce is ready to be bottled. Every day, the Avery Island facility fills up to 700,000 bottles of Tabasco sauce. The firm utilizes glass bottles instead of plastic to maintain the sauce's flavor and prevent oxygen from entering, which may change its taste. The bottling process is completely automated. Rows of empty bottles are put onto conveyor lines and promptly filled with sauce using precision filling equipment. To maintain consistency across the production line, each bottle is filled with the same amount of sauce. After the bottles are filled, they are covered with a protective plastic cap and secured with a transparent plastic band. The last stage in the bottling process is labeling. Tabasco labels are printed in 22 different languages and dialects to reach the brand's worldwide clientele. After labeling, each bottle is double-checked to verify that the proper label and seal are applied before being put into boxes for distribution. These bottles are then ready for shipment to over 165 destinations across the world. After bottling, the newly manufactured Tabasco sauce is put into boxes and ready for distribution. Every year, the facility produces an incredible 160 million bottles of sauce, which are delivered to nations throughout the world, including the United States, Europe, Asia, and beyond. Tabasco has a massive worldwide reach, and its popularity continues to rise because of its universal appeal. Whether it's a tiny bottle in your home or huge containers used in restaurants, the sauce's constant quality has kept it at the top of the hot sauce market for over 150 years. From seed selection to bottling, the production of Tabasco sauce is a painstaking and meticulously controlled process that respects tradition while embracing new technology. Over the course of 5 years, a basic blend of peppers, salt, and vinegar becomes one of the world's most recognizable sauces. Before we wind up, here's a word of advice. If you're adding Tabasco to your meal, have a glass of milk handy. Trust me, water will spread that fire like a bad story at a family gathering. Tabasco sauce is more than simply a condiment, it's a piece of culinary history, seasoned with tradition, patience, and plenty of heat. From its humble beginnings on Avery Island to its current prominence as a global hot sauce icon, Tabasco has demonstrated that patience and 3 years of fermentation pay off. So, the next time you go for that small bottle to add heat to your dinner, remember the 5-year journey that led you there. Whether you are a hot sauce connoisseur or just starting out in the world of spicy condiments, you are part of a long-standing tradition. Don't forget to keep the milk nearby.